Morning folks, so I've started off and settled a couple of miles down river, and this is actually the River Ribble, and we're on our way to Chappell-le Dale, which is about 15 miles away from Settle. As you can tell, the weather's a bit not great. It was dark when I set off, and added to that, kind of misty rain as well, and it's still a bit like that. At least it's light now. Right, no more talking, definitely need to get walking. So most people like looking at Stainforth Force Waterfall. I actually like the bridge. The bridge is medieval, 14th century no less. Yeah, the National Trust believe it's worth preserving. I certainly do. Can you imagine there's still cars going over here? A bit of a tight squeeze. But yeah, what can I say, it lasted through the ages. Right, need to get back en route. I think it's straight up. Yes, there's the confirmation. So that's where we've come from, Stainforth. And now we're going to Feizor. Interesting name. And you can probably see it's very misty. My guidebook says great views from here. Yeah, well, not sure about that. Anyhow, I've got to get over this ladder style here, and I'm finding these a bit tricky when they're wet. But the other thing is, yeah, it doesn't feel like rain, but I'm certainly getting wet. I think I'm forced to put my leggings on now, because it always gets warm and clammy in those damn things. But better to stay dry. So yeah, I'm in Feizor right now. I love the Yorkshire Dales sign. A happy sheep. And apparently we're on the Pennine Bridleway as well. On this very wet and misty day. Hey, we have an old clapper bridge here. No doubt that's been there hundreds of years. And as you can see, it's still misty. The thing is, I've got to go on this road for a little while, which obviously, given the mist and everything, a little bit worried about, so I might put my head torch on. But I thought, when I looked on the map, it's like it's in the middle of nowhere. I was not expecting any cars whatsoever. And as I've got closer to the road, I've seen at least half a dozen. And it's tiny. As I get closer, I can see it's very narrow. So I don't know what's popular around here. You can see how wet everything is, which means I'm very, very careful getting over these stiles. Ooh. Loving the colours along this bridle way. So this is a place called Wash Dub. And what would happen here is in spring and autumn, the sheep would be brought down, and as a community they would be washed. So neighbour would help neighbour to wash the sheep, to get rid of the parasites that have been collected on the moors. It'd be quite a social occasion. All the families would come together and picnic here at the same time. So we're now joining the path for the Three Peaks walk. We're going up to Ingleborough now, but you can see some of the challenges are going to be the ice that we no doubt meet along the way. I have got spikes, it's just a question of when to put them on. I hate to do this, but I've had to turn round. I met some people coming the other way and they had ice axes and all the gear, and they said it's sheet ice up on top and the mist is really thick, it's complete white out. So yeah, I'm turning round. So I will kind of finish for now and probably pick it up tomorrow morning. Hi folks, so I'm back for a rematch. Yes, I had to abandon it last time really. The conditions underfoot were pretty treacherous, but the main thing was I just couldn't see anything, and there was no point on going up the top of Ingleborough without being able to show you the views. So I've come back this morning and I'm gonna do the part where I go up to Ingleborough and then down into Yorkshire Dales, and I'm really looking forward to it because the conditions today are so much better. I'm really going to enjoy it. So no more talking, really get on with it and we'll see what we find. Come on folks. This looks fantastic. So 2 million years ago and now a bit different. So I think you can see where we've come from, following the path there. And if we swing around, over in the distance we can see Ribble Head Viaduct. There you go, the viaduct. And I was here round about this same time last year doing the Cecil to Carlisle route. Needless to say, I went past the viaduct and used the railway quite a bit. But we're now getting up onto Ingleborough. Well, that was lucky. Oh. Well, that was fun. Oh, the cold actually takes your breath away. I can imagine the wind chill is actually -6. Wow, it's just so cold. Yeah, the wind took my hood down and then whipped my cap off as well. So as you saw, I was very lucky that wherever it landed, I think it was just slightly out of the wind and didn't go all the way down. Yeah, that would have been a loss. I've had this some time. Right, I'm gonna have a look around. We'll go over to the trig point and then we'll get off here because it's blinking cold. Well, we're nearly down, just to there, and then down that way. I have to say, from a distance, the footpath looks quite icy at the bottom as well. In fact, that almost looks more dangerous than this. We shall see. Probably alright once we get in the sunlight. Back to the job in hand. Look at the colours though. Just taking a moment to look behind and the direction we're going. What can I say? I come all the way down Ingleborough trying to avoid slipping over on those slabs. What happens? I get to the flat ground and of course I slide over in the mud. Typical. Anyhow, we're near Yorkshire Dales now, so I'm gonna sign off. But before I do, just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Share with like-minded people, and of course don't forget, thumbs up for the dogs. See you later guys. So this morning I'm travelling from Yorkshire Dales to Sedbergh, about 15 miles or so. I've already done about 1.5 miles I would say. My understanding is that the route I'm following today is actually made up of 2 drovers roads, So first of all we're heading towards Dent, and then it's from Dent to Sedbergh. Yeah, not great, is it? Look, you can't see a lot, can you? You can just see me, sorry. Right, less talking, definitely more walking, and fingers crossed that it might clear later. So you can see the Drovers Road there, which we've been following. And down here we have Dales Beck. And I was just thinking, in better weather, this would make a great wild camping spot. Nice and flat near the beck, just off on the path. Although technically you'd want to be further away from the path, so maybe, yeah, we'll go down there. The path goes off to the right there. So we've just come under the railway. So this is the line for the Settle to Carlisle. And in fact in that direction is Ribble's Head. But we're going, following the line for a small while towards Dent. Bleemore signal box, supposed to be the most remote signal box in England. And I believe it, because this feels very remote. So you can see here how this beck has been very much channeled and controlled, and the infrastructure put in place at the walls on either side. But it goes further than just the walls, because so down there it continues. It's like the cobbles have been like a cobbled floor to the stream, and the reason for that is that basically below here is Bleemore Tunnel, the railway tunnel, and they're protecting the tunnel from any potential of the water getting through. So yeah, so if you're coming this way and you see this strange situation in a very remote place, you know directly below you trains are passing by. As you can probably hear, it's pretty blowy as well. I'm actually coming off the tops now, starting to go downhill. It was really bad up there. Couldn't record anything because of the audio. I guess that must be the way to Dent then. Well, as you can see, we're actually off the moors now. Onto a sign, and what is interesting here, Pennine Journey. It's about, from memory, it's about a 200-mile route, and it's a route that Wainwright took. So based on a book he wrote, and yeah, basically follows the Pennines, but not the Pennine way. He kind of did his own way. So there's the sign we're looking for. Right, so we just follow the river now, or the beck. Right, we're coming to Dent now. And in fact, we meet the Dales Way. So this is where we are now. We're kind of going more up this way, whereas the actual Dales Way is obviously going over towards Windermere in the Lake District. if you have a church, you must have a pub. Because I'm gaining ground, you can see I'm getting closer to the mist, which I think is just keeping in line with the higher I go, the mistier it gets, and more rain is what I meet. So, gotta get over the hill, and then into Sedbergh. Hopefully it'll stop again when I get there. Right, let's get through this gate. And you can see with the Drovers Road how there's a wall on either side. I'm just loving the layout of this and what it represents from a historical point of view. Wow, a glimpse of daylight or sunshine. Yep, the mist is beginning to clear a little bit in places. So I'm hopeful. However, sod's law, that's the direction I'm going. Well, the weather has certainly changed. Yes, we've arrived. As it says here, Town Charter, Fact of 1251. And the other important thing to be aware of is it's designated as England's Book Town.